Imagine this: Charleston, South Carolina. The air is warm, fragrant with roses and lilacs. Guests in designer dresses and tailored suits whisper excitedly as the bride and groom exchange vows beneath glittering chandeliers. Everything is perfect. Champagne sparkles, petals float in the air, and the city's elite have gathered: diplomats, CEOs, and senators, all there to witness a union long awaited. This was the wedding of Dominic Marshall, the only son of Chicago's most powerful business mogul, and his high school sweetheart, Isabella Devereux. Their marriage had been the event of the season. Every detail had been planned meticulously: the flowers, the seating, the music, nothing left to chance. A week after the wedding, however, that perfection shattered. Dominic and Isabella were found dead in their penthouse apartment. No forced entry, no signs of struggle, only a single chilling message carved into a wooden plaque on the bedside table: "Let there be light." Detectives Clara Whitman and Marcus Leary arrived on the scene, immediately struck by the eerie precision of the crime. Every item was in its place. Nothing was stolen. Yet 2 lives had been taken. The city erupted in outrage. Newspapers ran headlines for days: "Heiress and heir slain after star-studded wedding." Politicians, business leaders, and socialites demanded answers. Who was responsible? Suspicion fell on nearly everyone: former lovers, ambitious rivals, disgruntled employees. But all leads hit dead ends. 2 weeks later, in Savannah, Laura and Daniel Harrison returned from their honeymoon only to meet the same fate. Their home was pristine, filled with wedding gifts and laughter memories, until it wasn't. They were found in their living room, both suffocated, with a plaque carved: "Let there be sky." Detectives noted the pattern. Murders occurred exactly 1 week after each wedding, and the plaques seemed to follow a biblical motif. Every clue pointed to precision, planning, and someone with intimate knowledge of the weddings. Suspicion swirled again. Laura's ex-boyfriend had a motive. Daniel's jealous cousin had means. Neighbors reported strange figures near their home. But every potential suspect either had an alibi or fell apart under scrutiny. Days later, Robert and Elise Miller in Atlanta were discovered dead in their apartment. The room was meticulously arranged: shattered mirror shards around Elise, Robert lying still on the couch, both suffocated. A plaque sat on the mantel: "Let the land appear." Investigators were baffled. No fingerprints, no security footage, no DNA traces. The killer had mastered leaving no trace. Only the messages remained. Detectives began examining patterns. Every couple had used the same wedding planner and card designer. Messages followed a creation motif, suggesting ritualistic intent. The timing was precise, almost ceremonial. The fourth couple, Miguel and Sofia Rodriguez, had married quietly, high school sweethearts finally able to celebrate love. Yet by the following Tuesday, both were dead. The plaque this time read: "Let there be seas." The city panicked. Newlyweds everywhere were terrified. Every media outlet speculated on motives, suspects, and methods. Could a serial killer really strike so openly yet so precisely? Detectives Whitman and Green were running out of leads. They had followed former flames, fired employees, neighbors, and business rivals. Each lead became a dead end. Even the families were scrutinized, every alibi examined under the microscope of law. The case took a personal toll. Detective Marcus Leary chased a suspect across Charleston's rainy streets. In a narrow alley, he was ambushed, fatally shot. His death stunned the team, leaving Whitman and her new partner, Samuel Green, to continue the investigation with heavier hearts but sharper eyes. Weeks of frustration finally yielded one pattern. Every murdered couple had used Caldwell Creations, Charleston's most prestigious wedding planning and card design company. Invitations, seating charts, floral arrangements, even the tiniest details, had been orchestrated by Ethan Caldwell, a man widely respected for his business and taste. Ethan seemed perfect on paper: polite, charming, successful. But detectives uncovered a shadowed past: failed marriages, volatile temper, and a fixation on love and betrayal. As investigators delved deeper, another pattern emerged. Lila Morgan, Ethan's assistant, had been present for every couple, delivering invitations, confirming vendors, and running errands. She was always nearby, perfectly positioned to observe and execute the murders without suspicion. Evidence mounted: wooden plaques identical to the murder messages found in her locker. wedding stamps, and embossed envelopes traced to her workstation. Journals meticulously cataloging every couple, every wedding, every date. Even a bride's veil and centerpiece from Caldwell Creations found at one murder scene. She had used Ethan's own wedding props to plan and execute her crimes. Lila's obsession was chilling. Love, she believed, was fragile and fleeting. Those who celebrated it too openly were fair game for punishment. The final breakthrough came with a combination of surveillance footage, phone records, and forensic analysis of the plaques and wedding objects. Lila Morgan had carried out each murder, framing Ethan with precision, while Ethan himself remained unaware of her lethal actions. Ethan Caldwell was cleared of direct murder charges, but pled guilty to conspiracy. Lila faced multiple counts of first-degree murder. The public was stunned. A seemingly perfect assistant had executed a killing spree targeting newlyweds, hiding behind the shadows of a respected businessman. Dominic and Isabella's tragic deaths, the first and most shocking, became symbols of how evil could hide behind glamour and perfection. The city mourned, but the case also reminded everyone that appearances can be deceiving. Detectives Whitman and Green closed the case, but the loss of Marcus Leary and the terror that gripped multiple states left scars that could not heal quickly. Happiness can make people targets. Love can be deadly when obsession takes root. And sometimes, the person you trust most, the one handling the smallest details in your life, may hold the darkest intentions. If you want more gripping stories like this, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Comment below. If you were a detective on this case, what clue would have led you to Lila first?